And so, I'm reviewing all the important films of 2021. That's not my personal estimation, by the way, that's just my codified term for Oscar nominees. I'm trying to be cute, you see. Might work for some people, certainly works for me. Anyway, I'll be throwing one or two of these out every couple of days. Today, it's Coda, the acclaimed coming-of-age drama from director Sean Haynes. It stars Emilia Jones in a breakout performance, along with deaf actors Troy Kotsur, Daniel Durant, and Marlee Matlin, and also features Mexican comic superstar Eugenio Derbez in a supporting role. The film is streaming on Apple. Should you make the time to see it? Stick around and find out. If you're going to do a quote-unquote issue piece, this is the way to do it, with a good, relatable story that normalizes the issue at hand and doesn't beat anyone over the head with its message. Coda, for the unaware, is an acronym for Child of Deaf Adults, and so, fair enough, that's what this movie is about. It's about the child of deaf parents, a young woman who is the only hearing person in her nuclear household. But it's not a story about what a struggle that is, or the general hardship of being deaf, or any of that. It's a coming-of-age story about how this young woman comes to discover a personal goal in her life, and how that goal might conflict with her current life, and the decisions she has to make in order to assert herself and be her own person. That's it. It's a straightforward story about a reality that many people go through when they realize that in order to move on, you have to let go. And letting go can be painful, for many reasons, and often for more than one person involved. The key thing is how deafness is portrayed. The movie does not showcase it as a disability or even as a particular disadvantage. It portrays deafness as a culture, a reality, a way of life. American Sign Language is not a tool, it's a language, a foreign language that one must know in order to communicate with this community. This is refreshing because you get to see real people living their lives and you can relate to that, free of pity or condescension. And it makes Coda a very unique and engaging film. Emilia Jones is wonderful in the lead role. This is a very good, sophisticated person. You like her and you want to see her succeed. She wants to be a singer, and she really does have a lovely voice. She deserves her chance at success. On the other hand, her path to success may mean she has to leave her family behind, and her family is also made up of lovely people you care about, and you understand how seeing her off could be a complicated thing, and it's not even about the fact they've come to rely on her as an interpreter. That's clearly the superficial excuse, the crutch. The fact is, it's always a big deal for parents to watch a child grow up and move on, leave the nest, and that's what the movie is really about. The family are played by real deaf actors. This is also a key thing. Marlee Matlin is, of course, one of them, and the linchpin to her participating in the project was that her co-stars had to be deaf. It was the only way, she felt, that the movie could be truly honest. And she's absolutely right, because, as I said at the top, this is a movie about a culture. And who better to illustrate the reality of the culture than people from within the community? And so you see this real, salt-of-the-earth, working-class family from Gloucester, Massachusetts. They have full lives. They go to work. They come home and sit at the table for dinner. They go on Tinder. They tell dirty jokes. They smoke weed. They go to the bar for a pint. They laugh. They love. They fuck. Look, if it sounds weird to highlight all that, it should be an indicator of how rare a movie like this really is. And it's clearly what attracted these actors to the project. The chance to just play real people, rather than be props for some Trekley message movie, as is too often the case. In fact, Troy Kotsur, who plays the father, specifically said he couldn't wait to make the movie because the script gave him the chance to swear in ASL just like he does in real life. Kotsur has gotten a lot of attention, and for good reason. He is the heart of the piece, and one of the principal reasons why it works so well. This is a great character. He's just this really fun, hippie dad that you either have or wish you had, and just an all-around cool dude you want to grab a beer with. But above that, Kotsur is a terrific actor. He has this marvelously expressive face and deeply soulful eyes, which suggest in a different era he might have been a silent film superstar. You barely need the subtitles to understand what he's saying. That's how good he is. And that's how good the movie is. You get sucked into its simple story about a young girl's dreams and desires, and you fall in love with her and her family. It's one of those movies where you look at the poster, or maybe you watch the trailer, and you're expecting one thing. And maybe you're not that thrilled about what you're expecting. Maybe you think this is going to be just another one of those movies. And wasn't it like a year ago that we had a kind of depressing movie about a guy who goes deaf and how awful it is to be deaf and whatever? Fair enough, that was a different movie. But my point is, I had no expectations whatsoever for this movie, and whatever expectations I had were probably not very good. And then I sat down to watch it, and it almost immediately sucked me in, and I was in tears by the end. Tears of understanding, or empathy, or joy, or all three. You'll probably cry too, but it will be a good cry. One of those cries you'll be glad to have. Hey, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel and share the video. There's going to be some cool stuff coming to the channel, so you're going to want to keep track of it, and I hope you like all that stuff too. See ya.